Hey guys, welcome back in. Gonna continue some more Abandoned Extreme Permadeath. Yeah, my stream crashed again last night on me, so I don't know, maybe YouTube was just having an off day. Hopefully this stream actually works out and I can actually get a full stream in. I was able to get in this morning though. I did find a new ship. I did have to pick up a few other ones. It kept sending me to the same couple ships. So I do have a bunch here I need to scrap. This should be the A class. What I did was I did drop down a marker for where it landed, so hopefully, you know, every now and then I can swing back and grab another one to get upgrade mods out of. But it's 44, wasn't it? 4429, so it is on the larger size. There's this other one I had. It's only a 4028, so I do have a few more slots in it. And I'm able to see all the supercharged slots. So what I'm gonna do is I want to get this stuff, like my inventory's a freaking mess. I'm gonna start just moving some of this stuff into that new ship. And then sell those others just to make room. So go back to this, make sure I get the right one. Actually, I do have some slots here somewhere. Let me go back here. Okay, I do have some expansions, so bring those over. We can just add some slots to it right now, just kind of free up some room. Make sure I put them in the right ship, though. Alright, so we do have one to unlock here. Alright, so just go fill up a few of those empty slots. One there. I can probably get by with that much tech right now, so fill in these missing slots. I still have 9 more. Actually, where are all these? These in my Exocraft or something? Oh yeah, I've got some down there. I've got 8 down there. 1 here. Okay, so it does pull it from your Exocraft. I didn't realize that. Alright, so let's go. Flight augmentation. I'm just gonna put a few in here. Yeah, I'll hold on to 5 of them, just in case I need to unlock some up top. Alright. So, just gonna jump in here real quick, do a save. Oh, that's all locked in. So what's that bring us to? Alright, 5430. Not bad. Alright, so I'm just gonna start moving some of this stuff over. But I have more shards than that. There's a ton of mirrors now, though. Oh, and I installed my my medium refiner too. Oh, and I did run around and get the more dioxide and what was that? Ammonia, I think I needed for this one. But at least I have those installed now. Right now, what I'm gonna do is every time I reach like an extreme planet, especially, all I'm gonna do is move these into my supercharged slot. Like if I end up with a cold planet, I would move that mod in here, because that'll give me a 50% gold reduction. So it does help out a little bit. It, you know, so it lasts like twice as long before you start running out. All right, so let's just break these things open. I was gonna wait till I was near my Exocraft to do this. What I've been doing is keeping like the crafted items in my Exocraft. Alright, so we did get a couple more maps. So just toss these in here for now. Get that installed. Oh. Reload's kind of slow on this, so get rid of that. Get these things right out of the way. Most of the time these are garbage. That one can go. Alright, so a couple of these are good, actually. That one's 4. That one's 4. Alright, so we just did pretty good on that. Let's put those in the ship. Oh, I should take care of my Multitool as well. Alright, at least we'll have some room to see what these ships break down into. Alright, do a quick save. So what I'm going to do is just go through and start scrapping these. I am going to hold on to that one for right now, though, because that should give me A-class mods. All these other ones, I think I got 2 B-class and either 2 or 3 C-class here, so I know this first one's going to be an A-class. Shoot, I don't... Let's see, does this have... Alright, there's already got rockets in that photon cannon. I do want to kind of pay attention to what weapons are in these, just in case there's something I can strip out of it. And these give me mirrors, okay. So I'm gonna dismantle the cannon in all of these, most likely. Alright, so that one I hold on to. I don't want to end up selling the wrong friggin' ships here. So, alright, so we're just gonna get rid of those. We're doing this mainly for the inverted mirror. Take that stuff, toss it in here. Yeah, I planned on going through all this. Oh, I was looking the wrong thing. Yeah, I ran out of time this morning. I just barely found that A-class. So, I'm gonna go and just salvage all of these. That's another pretty big ship. And see if I get any expansions out of that. There's no expansion. That's why I clear up this area. That way I can see what drops right away. That way I don't have to go dig around in my inventory. Alright, what's our new ship? I wish they would just bring you to the next ship in line. Okay, so fragment is that green one. Okay, the reforged. Do the same thing. Yeah, I'm just doing that for the mirrors, mainly for additional nanites. Salvage. Alright. reforged. Alright, same deal. Yeah, so I mean, I'll never have to worry about money now. And these are all cheap, cheap ships too. So. Alright, we got another reforged B-class. Alright, like this one did have a phase beam in it. Still prefer to get the mirror. I'm gonna need a lot of nanites. So. Alright, so we should be down to just these 3. Alright, yep, that's the one I want to keep. So, move these over. Move all these mods right over too. And box all this stuff together. Yeah, 'cause a lot of those mods are going to be garbage anyway. You know, let's just get rid of this green ship too. Yeah, I'm hoping I can get a couple A-class mods out of this. Yeah, you see, you get these A-class ones, they still sell for like 40 million, so. Alright. We should get rid of that, and yep, there we go. A couple A-class and an expansion. Alright, our ship's over there, let's add that in. Alright, and bring these over. Alright. We're actually off to a pretty good start. We got some B classes. The C class are probably just going to get scrapped right away. But what I do need to do is start ripping out stuff in this ship. Start storing this stuff. There's really not much in here, so a lot of this stuff is C class also. You don't have to really worry about combat or anything in this mode, so you don't need like super powerful weapons. They're nice to have, but you don't have to worry about, I mean, you have to worry about, you know, pirates or whatever, but outside of that, you don't do much combat. Alright, and I won't be able to move that. The rest of this stuff. Okay. So, move a couple things around. Now I'll start bringing in this inventory. I'm not sure if I can even use launch fuel in these. I can't remember. Alright. Oh, we'd be able to get most of it in here. Alright. Just dump off more of this stuff. Alright, so as you see, it doesn't take long to start filling this thing up. Oh, I forgot I had those other modules in here. Okay. I should have, yeah, a bunch of those. I might get something decent out of those. Alright, I don't have much room to play with here. I'm gonna go sell that junk. I'm gonna have to run up and sell things a couple times, so I'm gonna have a lot of modules I have to break down. So I'm gonna end up with a bunch of small piles of resources. Get this stuff done. Yeah, so we started off at like 135, so we're gonna make a good amount of money with these. All of it. Alright. Yeah, not bad. 150 million. Alright. The good thing about doing it that way is it opens up this whole top area for me to... Oh, this already has a rocket in it, so I don't need that. Let's just do that. I do like using that sentinel cannon. Alright, this is our hyperdrive. So I already have a couple hyperdrives in here. This one. A lot of times I just kind of stick them over on the side somewhere until I find out which one is the gives me the best bonus. Then I start moving them around. Right, so I've got two there. What is this? That's my poles. Yeah, I'll just toss them all right down to the bottom for right now. I got enough room to be able to do this. Right, so that's gonna be a photon cannon. I might not even bother with the, I probably will actually put in a different weapon. I don't have one. Oh, man. I have to, buy a weapon for this. Okay, at least I can install these too. Okay. So, we have an A class. That there. That'll most likely get used right away. 199 light years, so. Okay, so this. Well, let's just see what these other C classes are. Oh, we got 3 B classes. I'm just gonna go ahead and let them overload. Just keep the higher ones. Okay, that's. Oh, we got a couple more C class. Alright, so we know that A class is definitely gonna stay. 93, 119. Okay, 122. I know that one's no good right away. We got 119, 116. Alright, so it's gonna be these 3. Scrap all of these. Alright, so it's not the best layout, but it'll work for what we need. I can always mess around with these later, I just want to get the stuff installed. Alright, this is our shield, right? Yep. Okay, so same deal, we'll go through our shields. think I had one over here. No, I already pulled it over. Yep, right there. Okay. 14, 14, 13. Alright, so those two C classes are no good. Move this stuff over. 1363. Yeah. I was hoping to be able to change that. So I can use just regular warp cells in hypercore. Oh, I found a factory too. I was able to get my hypercore unlocked. So that's out of the way. What's this gonna give me? That'll work for now. Okay, and let's just move all this over here. See, this is one of those situations where I might unlock another slot here just so I can put all my shields in one row. Which actually, yeah, let me do that right now. Yeah, that's gonna drive me nuts. Actually, yeah, because I'm gonna have my pulse. Actually, let's hold off on that. I'm gonna put my shields in this other corner. Move these over here. Yeah, then I have my thruster here. One thruster here. Okay. So we got our pulse. A couple more pulses. Right, A class is gonna stay. Yeah, it's kind of that one's junk. Yeah, anything with maneuverability is what you want to aim for. So maneuverability and boost. So yeah, I'm gonna have to unlock more slots. This is gonna drive. Well, the thing is, my hyperdrive's right in the middle, and it's screwing everything up. I'm gonna have more pulse. Stick these over here, because I'm most likely gonna put another hyperdrive in over here. Oh, that barely did anything. There's 559. Yeah, that'll work. And I can put this stupid thing that doesn't get used for anything. Stick that there for now. Yeah, I'll eventually end up with another row here, so. Toss our rocket there. Yeah, something kind of like that. Alright, I thought I had like a launch thruster thing here. No, those are both going to be photon cannons. Alright. Yeah, I'm probably going to end up putting an infra knife on this. Well, actually, I'll probably go with proton cannon, actually. Yeah, I'll never be able to find modules in this mode. Um, toss those together. All right, and we got launch thrusters. So another. Oh, that's another pulse and another. Oh, I didn't realize I had all these extra pulse engines. Alright, so what do we have? We've got boost and fuel. Alright, so what's our lowest here? Maneuverability and boost, that one can go. Boost maneuverability. See, it's almost worth it to go with fuel efficiency on one of these. I'm gonna go with that one. Maneuverability is nice to have, but these are already fairly agile. Yeah, I would go with like that. Alright. Okay, we just got photon cannons there. Alright, let's see if we can get this installed. And I need 2 solar mirrors. Hopefully I can build those. Alright, should be good there. Alright, give us a little room to do economy scanner. I need 5 of those. Oh, teleport receiver. Oh, and I don't have antimatter. Make up an antimatter. And that way we can get that installed. And you're gonna need 4 microprocessors. I'm actually going to just buy those. Yeah, it's strange. Like it'll take my, it'll let me use my storage augmentations out of my Exocraft, but it won't let me transfer any of this stuff or use this stuff, which is kind of weird. That's why it caught me off guard. Oh, and I'm got a bunch of stuff to sell, don't I? Let me just go grab a bunch of microprocessors. I hate to spend money on these, but I already have a pretty good amount right now, so let's get that conflict or economy scanner put in. Even though it's not going to be helpful, it's only going to be used mainly to find trading posts. So, all right. Before we get too carried away, I'm going to make a quick save just so lock in all that stuff. I think I do want to try to expand my multi-tool too, so I got to do a little bit of inventory management here. Yeah, so what I want to try to do, actually, let me jump in this for a second. I want to see for recharging. Right, so that's just shards. My shield, I can use that. Okay, so okay, that's my launcher. So I do need shards for that. So launch gel I can't use. Tritium and shards. So I need to go get a bunch of shards. More than anything. I can use regular sodium. Okay. Cadmium. Okay. The problem is they name them different things, so I just have to get used to what is what. I wish they would change the order of this, put shield way at the end. It makes sense though if you're taking damage. Okay. And it will only take me one shard. Okay, so it's not that bad. I'm not used to flying interceptors. I typically fly an exotic, so alright, so there are some things I can just get rid of. Let's actually get rid of our pillar. We're gonna run up and just scrap a bunch of stuff, so make sure there's nothing at all. Actually, I can't move that. Can I install any type of weapon? Okay. Let me install these rockets. That way I can just rob the photon cannon out of here. Because you always have to have one weapon in your ship. So we're gonna, yeah, install that and remove the photon cannon. That way I don't even have to learn the recipe for it. And we're just going to scrap our pillar. Alright, well that's gone. Now I can install it here. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. So will these upgrade mods work with that? Okay, they do work with it. Alright. Okay, so we'll just do... our damage is going to be kind of crap, but... Okay, Daze Beam, I don't want that. I'm just going to throw these away. Actually, I shouldn't do that. Just install and break down. Alright, so we got another photon cannon here. Oh. Well, I'm glad I didn't go and buy the photon cannon recipe. That would have been bad. Yeah, our damage is pretty crap, but we don't really have to worry about it. Didn't I have a couple modules here? Oh, this one. No, they were all phase B. Alright. So actually, I've got more shards than I thought I did, so I should be in pretty good shape. So I'm not going to need like all this like uranium and stuff now. I need some, but I don't need to carry that much. I don't want to sell stuff that I might need. I'm going to hold on to... Actually, whatever I'm going to scrap, I'll move over here. So we're not going to need all this uranium. I have more sodium in here, right? Get rid of that. I do have more uranium down here too. I'm not going to need all that uranium. I do want to hold on to some cadmium. Bring this one over. Yeah, let's get rid of this chromatic metal. Actually, I don't have any use for pyrite either, do I? I can use tritium. Okay. Alright, so I don't need all that extra pyrite either. If I need this stuff, I can always get it later on, so... Let's bring that pyrite over. I will keep one stack. A stack of that. Let's get that filled up. We'll throw that away. Sodium, alright, all this deridium that can go. Alright, let's, got extra silver here. Alright, so we will just throw that silver away too. Yeah, I don't want to end up with a bunch of partial sec, unless it's like magnetized ferrite or something like that, something that's actually useful. Alright. We'll sell off this stuff. And we're gonna go Exosuit. I'm gonna hold on to those. Yeah, I always have trouble seeing some of this stuff. See, like the deridium, I can never seem to find that stuff when I go to sell it. Cables, cadmium, uranium. Actually, let's get rid of 19 of this. There's that deridium. Let's sell off 48 of this, so it's not taking up room. I've got a bunch of this in my my nutrient processor anyway. Alright, now I know there's more stuff to sell. Oh yeah, this launch fuel I can't use anymore. I just made up a bunch of that too. Alright, so that was everything. Yeah, sometimes with those white items, you end up with like multiple stacks of them, so it seems like you have more than you really do. Alright, so we're gonna rip these down here. I want to try to keep like 6 things of shards in here. And actually, what's the return on this? I want to put this in like normal. I'm not sure if there's a good way to do it. Actually, I have to check again to see what I need to recharge. No, one of these will take pugnium, but I think I can also use... Okay, I can use shards in there too, so... Pugnium I can just continue to run through. Alright, Atlanteum. I can't remember what the refinement ratio is on this. I think it's 2 to 1, but... Okay, it's 1 to 2. Okay. You know, I'm gonna hold on to that for now. Just in case I do find a multi-tool that I need to fix up some slots. Get this pugnium going through. I I hate how this stuff takes up so much room. At least it refines quickly. Because I do have a bunch of mirrors that I'm not going to need now, so refine a bunch of those too. Right, and I don't have enough helium. Alright, so rip that out. Now I'm pretty sure I can put 2 mirrors in here at a time, but 3 won't work, I don't believe. Yeah, this is another one where you have to stay in this menu to get the full 150 out of it, or in this case it's going to be, what, 190? You can't put in 3 of them though. Yeah, if you put in 3 of them, you're still only going to get a 190, I think. Actually, I don't even think it will let you break down the 3rd one. I think if you put in 3 here, you're going to get 190 here, and then you're still going to have 1 up here that you can still refine on its own. So, yep, there we go, 190. Alright, so, I'm going to do that. I'll refine all these off later. Typically I'll keep a stack or 2. Yeah, I got all these mainly from killing those stupid, those resonators. Looking for echo locators. So, a bunch of extras now. While I'm here, I'm gonna make up, actually, let me double check myself before I get too carried away. Hypercores. Okay, I need antimatter. I weren't sure if I needed a, metal plating as well, or not. Alright, so we're gonna make up 3 of those. So we have those on hand. Alright, so I won't need mirrors for anything. I thought I needed these for something. Alright, some of the stuff I'm gonna end up just sticking in my Exocraft. Actually, while we're here, jump in here real quick just to lock in everything. I'm just gonna expand my storage. I think eventually I'll end up adding another row here, but I should be good with this stuff for now. I'm just gonna use hypercore in here. Everything else looks good. Yeah, let's just expand our storage. There's no reason to have all these storage augmentations. Okay, so I could actually go ahead and just purchase a slot too. I got enough money. I'm not gonna bother. Like if I was looking for like a supercharged slot or something up here, because I already know where they all are, I'm not gonna bother. So we'll just do all those augmentations. That'll bring us up to a 60-30, which is a good amount of space. Just lock that in. I have more. Oh, that's Atlantean. Right, so I want to carry that in my ship. Carry a bunch of these. Alright, so I like to try to keep my ship somewhat clean. It's weird because I'm not used to flying these things, so I don't have to carry quite as much stuff. Let's get this out of here. this stuff down. I'm gonna end up putting some of this stuff in my Exocraft. I wish I could just transfer it there from here. This can go in and ship. There's two around. What I try to do is all my wiring rooms I like to kind of keep in one spot and then only have a few in my exosuit. Rip this out. Alright, so yeah, I've got a good amount of sodium nitrate now. What I'm gonna do eventually is I'll take the sodium nitrate, mix it with oxygen. When I need to go set up a base to make some oxygen. That'll happen in time though. Alright. So actually let's yank all these right down. Alright. Here's our ship layout for right now. This section though. God, this is a mess. This type of stuff here, I don't really need it, but I want to have it on hand in case I do find a purpose for it. Try to use up the rest of that. That. Start thinking down here. Yeah, I like being able to see. Actually, let's just stick this in here too with those hearts. Something like that. Doesn't matter, it's all going to get mixed up anyway later on, so. I can probably stick down here. Actually, a lot of times what I will do, actually I'll do that right now, I will put a little bit of silver and gold in here. Just a little bit, because sometimes when you run into asteroids, you'll be able to pick up a little bit more, you know, a couple pieces. Okay. So you put that right here too. Alright, so carbon. Pull these out. You'd like to be able to see what I have, you know, like quick access to everything. Over, that over. Yeah, typically, because I'm used to having a lot of chromatic metal on me, so that's why this row looks so weird. Same thing here, like, typically I only have, you know, like a 4x5 grid, typically. But because of this mode, I'm carrying a little bit more, you know, like batteries and sodium and stuff like that, so try to kind of keep it all together. That way when I open my inventory I can see exactly what I have and I don't have to go dig around, and I still have, you know, half of my inventory visible, you know, like in a regular mode, you know. You know, I have all this extra stuff. Alright, and actually I have extra this, so I'll just go and do something like that. Or, you know, something like this if I had an extra. Yeah, that way you can just see everything real quick. Everything that I use a lot of, pretty much. Move this down, do have extra gold. Which actually I'll just toss in here. Alright. That should be good. Oh, I want to... Actually, I might hold off. Yeah, this multi-tool. But it's only B class, so... I have a couple others. Alright, what was this one? Okay, it's a B class. I want to get rid of these multi-tools. This is the... I'm pretty sure I... Okay. I was going to say, I know I have an A class. I thought I had 2 of those pistols. Oh, just the one. Alright. Yeah, what I want to see is if I can find more A classes, just so that I can do the same thing here. I do want to find an A class pistol. I'm not going to find it here though, or an A class rifle rather. So I'll do that later on. All right, so let's see. I think what I might do is go... I'm not going to do it now. You know what, let's just go explore something. Just go pick a system. If there's nothing here, this is a really hilly, lush planet, so I don't want to mess with that. Should have everything charged up. Alright, so I will have to run around and get some radiant charge. I might just do that off stream. What I'll do is I'll go back to that other distant planet. That way I can just shut down the sentinels and run around and grab a bunch of the radiant shards. Sure, I got nothing in here. Yeah, go run around. Yeah, so ideally what I'm looking for a system, I'd like to find an airless planet to put a home base on. So let's see if we can find something out here. I want to kind of head towards the core though. And alright. Try to stick towards Viking systems, mainly because I'm still trying to gather a lot of nanites. So I know the space stations, I'll have 2 different nanite stations to raid, and all the multi-tools will, I'll have multi-tools in all of the minor settlements. Quick scan. It's a topic. Sometimes these frozen planets can look like airless planets, though, so we're checking those. 3 planets here? That kind of sucks. Hit the space station. Oh, how much did I use? Alright, 94%, so that's actually not bad. Why is this prompting me to install something? Alright. Probably could have just warped here. Or, full suit. Yeah, but stations like this are actually kind of nice just to stop in and visit real quick. There's nothing here I actually need, so. But they're great for, you know, just running in, grabbing your backpack, your nanites, and those yellow crates. We'll grab our nanites. 3 different crates here to grab. Of course, your suit slot. And right now I'm going to be buying the tech slots. And I always try to remember to look at the terminal. See, this is another reason that I go to the Viking, because sometimes I'll forget to check the terminal, but because I'm grabbing nanites, it reminds me to check this real quick too. I should actually just grab up a few of those. I'm just trying to keep a lot of this crafted stuff in my Exocraft, that way I have easy access, and I will grab a couple of those because I just used them. How am I set on? Okay, I'm good on metal plating. Alright, run a word. And typically these back rooms don't really have much of anything in them, so a lot of times I don't even bother with the Atlas pack. So I think you need, what, number 2, I think? Oh, version 3. Yeah, so they're really not worth it. Eventually I'll craft the Atlas pass, but if you're trying to get in there early game, it's not worth it. And I'm not even going to bother talking to the teleporter here, because it'll probably still show up in my list anyway. So we're just going to continue on to the next system. Again, I'm just trying to head towards the core, but I'm not trying to race to it, because I'm probably going to end up using a portal anyway. Alright, and I need to get my other hyperdrives installed too at some point. That's a Gek. Alright, go down here. Alright, got a big system here. Yeah, I try to go mainly to like the larger systems too. It just gives you a better chance of finding the planet type you want. Yeah, ideally I want to go for an Atlas planet for my home base. Either that or a lush planet if it has curious deposits. Alright, so we got a grassy. That might be good. Ideally, I like to find a nice lush and an airless in the same system. Swamp. If that's a lush, that might be white. That might be a white planet. So we do have another here. This might be like a nice light blue planet. So we are gonna swing into a couple here. Just hit the space station first. And I just realized I never called in the anomaly in the last system. I have a habit of doing that. So we'll get our stuff done here, call in the anomaly, then go check out those 2 lush planets. See if I have curious deposits on any of them. Just start running around. I don't have to really worry about gathering resources or anything right now, so find a nice spot and hopefully toss down a home base. Alright, got a Exosuit expansion. What we'll do is we'll buy our tech one because it's less money. And we'll just interact with this again. And we'll use up that augmentation, or down here. And I think this is a Viking. Yep, so we should have more nanites over here. Because what I want to try to do is, when I warp out of here, or, you know, when I go to end this little challenge thing, I want to try to have an S-class multi-tool and an S-class ship. So I'm going to need, I think it's going to be 250,000 nanites, so try to do that just to kind of add to the challenge a little bit. So I really want to check out this one first. Oh, accurate file. For some reason I thought this planet was on the other side. So this is either going to be a brownish colored planet, or it might possibly be white. But sometimes the white grass planets, they look brown from space, so we'll get down there and see what we have. Yeah, you don't see white planets very often. Getting close before we actually land, though. No, this is going to be yellow. Alright. Gonna take a quick swing down there anyway, just to see what it's like. Get our backpack slot first, though. I'd rather run around on a nice lush planet and grab, you know, berry caches and all that stuff, than to do it on a, you know, toxic planet or whatever. And also in Permadeath, you don't find all that many lush planets without aggressive sentinels, so it's a little refreshing to not have to really worry about it. We'll, again, we're just going to buy our tech. Actually, let me take a look in here too. Oh, I got a multi-tool I want to get rid of. Okay, so Atlas has to. Eventually, what I might try to do is unlock the crafting recipes, even though I don't really need money. It might just hold me up. I was gonna say I might unlock some of that stuff, but I don't know. I might just keep adding more and more things to this little challenge thing. I've done them before where you have to unlock all the blueprints. Oh. That might just be too many nanites though in this mode. I think it was just regular permadeath that I was doing that in. Let's get rid of these multi-tools. This was a B class. Yeah. Alright, and I will just rob the stuff out of it first. Yeah, ideally what I want to do is keep picking up A-class multi-tools when I find them. Just so I get A-class mods. So, get rid of everything we can. So I should get 2 mods out of this. Alright. That'll be better. Oh, we got 3 of them. Even better. Forecaster. Good. So, see what we get out of this. Alright, bit better than that though. Get 11. Okay, this is actually a pretty good mod. It's the X class. And our scanner. Okay, flora, fauna, it isn't gonna help me too much. On the flora, mineral. Right, so fauna, mineral, flora, mineral. So actually, this is like a perfect mod for me. You know, it could be higher value, but alright. So we got mineral, fauna. We have all three there. So that one's not going to help me. And our bowcaster. Percent reload, clickings first. Get rid of that one. Alright. Brought our damage up a little bit. I didn't notice it where it started. A couple of these alien ones. Damage of fire rate damage. I always look to get reload damage and fire rate. So that one's no good. Couple B class. That's no good. No good. Alright, so now we got a bunch of junk. Oh, we got another bowcaster. Damage and cooldown. Alright. Yeah, I really wish we had a galactic terminal in here, because I would just go sell all that junk right now. Let me see if that hazardous flora is in here. Okay. Yeah, I want to keep an eye out for hazardous flora. If they keep sending me back to the same planet, I think I might have to complete it before a different planet will open up, but I'm not totally sure. Actually, let me move this junk up here so I know that I'm in the cellar. Alright, and move this stuff down here so that I know to use it. Alright, this is all like overflow stuff. I'm just gonna get rid of all this pugnium right now. Seems like every time I turn around, I've got more pugnium to run off. I'll run that off. Throws out. Alright. Get down to that planet and run around. Hopefully run around. We have a bunch of islands, which is not my favorite type of thing. One thing I do like to do is get down actually into the atmosphere, just go into photo mode and go daytime. That way I can actually see what this thing looks like. Not a fan of the red sky. Sunrise isn't bad. Not a big fan of yellow grass either. What I tend to do is just go right in and find myself a trading post. That way I have a target. just in case, I try not to land. I try to land only on places with landing pads. Alright, so it's gonna be way over there. Get down here though. Actually, not a bad looking planet. Get over to that trading post though. Yeah, I do this mainly so that I can get the information for the planet, and get in a few scans while I'm here. And, yeah, again, you know, free parking. So. There's nothing I hate more than having to keep refilling my launch thrusters. Right, now I can just pop out and get my weather and everything. We have absent fauna, which is expected. If I see, there we go. We have sac venom here, so I'm not going to find curious deposits. So I know that I don't need to spend much time here. Run down, get some scans in. And did anybody discover this system? Okay, good. So I'll be able to actually name this if I want. We got a bioluminescent planet. I'm not a big fan of yellow grass, but these do look really good at nighttime. Run around for a bit, get in some scans, grab any damaged machinery I see. Alright, got a buried cache down there. Oh, actually, before I get too carried away, let's throw down one of these. That way, mainly just so I can get this stuff put in there. I think, I do need mirrors. See, that's where a lot of my carbon nanotubes come from, is from breaking down multi-tools. I do have cadmium in there, so I actually really need that cadmium in here. Let's make up some more of these. Let's toss that my ship. Oh, it's out of range. Put that computer in there. Oh, my Roma. Microprocessors. Eventually I'll get this stuff all cleared out. Actually, let's toss that in my exosuit. I try to keep a stack of each of this in here also, just so that I can make up a bunch of these antimatter housings whenever I need it. And I can always just gather more oxygen while I'm running around. Alright, yeah, let's just do a drop pod too. Also just continue to scan stuff too. I have to get a little bit better at doing the scanning stuff. I don't have an easy way to make nanites yet, so that's what a lot of these scans are. You only get a few nanites at a time, but every little bit helps. Get anything out of that? It's a nice peaceful planet to run around on. Compared to the last couple. Just eating through batteries. I don't even know what that is. I think it must be like from the Corvette or something. It seems to show up in every system. Alright, another expansion. Yeah, I'm still trying to get hazard mods for my exosuit, so trying to hit damaged machinery and buried caches as much as possible. One of these to crack open. That can go away. Scan these little rocks too before I forget them. Right. Another one of those things. Because I also want to try to keep an eye out for any traveler graves, stuff like that. Anything odd. I wish these things would automatically open. It's annoying. Yeah, nanites. Yeah, at least you get, you know, a good amount of nanites out of them. Alright, so we got a damaged machinery. There we go. Hazardous plant. Looks like there's another damaged machinery down there. Grab that. Oh, yeah, now that I can't use Starship fuel, I'm gonna get that to start dropping all the time now. Let's go right down into a cave. There's like a big void there or something. See another damaged machinery down here. That's more slime. One here too. And I do try to make it a point to go in the water if there is some water, just to get any scans. like nothing down here. Okay, there'd be some rocks to scan at least. Alright. I'm gonna spend much time down there then. Oh, got a couple things over here. I'm not gonna bother like trying to gather like living pearls or any of. Oh, there we go. Got some stuff here. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother collecting like salt or anything until I actually need it. I don't want to be carrying around stuff I don't need. Alright, so yeah, not much here. I figured the sun would be up by now. Recharging my launch thruster. Head over and grab. Alright, there comes the sun. Stuff down there. Yeah, I've got a bunch of that living slime, so let's let that start converting. Take a run down here, see if any of these are damaged machinery. Yeah, I gotta walk. Oh, I don't need sodium nitrate, I got a bunch. So used to grabbing it now. I've been using so much of it. Alright, so I don't see damaged machinery. Yeah, I saw a couple buried tech. So I thought maybe there would be buried machine or damaged machinery with it. I might pass it. I meant to tag it and didn't tag it fast enough. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with that one. Get back towards my ship and go grab that drop pod. Actually, how far away is drop pod? Oh, 6 minutes. Yeah, we'll just stick to 2. Oh, ship's 5 minutes away. I think I got that far away. I think he's tough. Just run away. Yeah, if I had better shields, I'd do a couple waves of them, but not worth it right now. Alright, what did we get out of that? Yeah, it doesn't take long to fill up on stuff. Oh, and I still got salt and I didn't mean to. Back to our ship. What you can do is, I don't really advise this on Permadeath. You fire your bolt caster, you know, continue to walk forward, hit melee, and then reload. You can traverse pretty quickly this way. Again, don't really advise it on Permadeath, but because you can take some major damage, you can even die doing it. So this planet's not too bad, but if you get like a really hilly planet, it's pretty easy to mess it up. Take out another one of them. They only chase you for like 10 seconds. If you end up in the higher waves, then it can be a problem, but if you're only taking out a couple, it's not bad. That's how I get a lot of my like upgrade mods though. You know, and stuff like this. Jetpack is still kind of weak. Need to get some movement modules, but what I really need are the hazard ones instead. Go up here. Might as well just check in here, see if there's anything I need. Actually, what do I have for dioxide? Yeah, we'll grab a little bit of that. I'm not even sure what I need to charge these things up with. Because I have some of those C-class mods. I don't think you have to... I'm sure you have to charge them with something. I think it's probably just a battery, but... yeah, I'll just grab that. Shouldn't need a Mino chamber for anything. Just check here. Oh. Get that out of there. Just get a few things out of here real quickly. And go grab that drop pod. Get that converted. Just sell off that relic. What they should do is they should increase the stack size on some of this stuff, because you get these relics so often. My ship. That I want to keep on me. Keep down here. Finish running this off. I like to just try to keep on top of this stuff, because next thing you know, you get a ton of it. Alright, so quite a bit of that stuff now. Fill our Multitool real quick and just move on. Oh, and how is my ship fully charged now? Yep, good. I actually check this again before we leave. Alright, so this stuff does fill up pretty quickly. So we'll make our way over that drop pod. Actually, let me switch over to third person here. I do like to kind of scan around, just in case I see a crashed ship or a waypoint or minor settlement, anything like that. I do like to stick crashed ships like up against pillars like this a lot of times. Alright, we found a portal. I'm actually going to drop a base here. That way at least I'll have a portal marked already. And it's on, I try to make it on a nice planet or an airless planet, something like that. So at least I know I've got this out of the way. That way when I go to end this challenge or whatever, I can just come back here and won't have to run around and try to find one. So we're gonna go make it purple just so I know what it is, and we'll build a one of these. Yeah, I'll just make the material. How much sodium? 40. So I'm gonna need to toss 20 nitrate in there. Make up a couple of tubes. Toss down one of those. One of these. The Euclid portal. Alright. That should be all set for when we need it. I shouldn't need, I'm not going to bother with a landing pad or anything. So. If I was coming back here often, I'd probably put down a landing pad. Alright, let's go get our drop pod. Just somewhere. That's why I try to mark these before I take off, because sometimes it can be a pain to find. It's over here. And it's not that far away. Did we just like lose our drop pod? They drop pod like really close. Just land here again. I think we were so close to it that it took away the marker. Oh, that ain't cool. Alright, how far away is that? 7 minutes. There should be a drop pod over here somewhere. That's weird. Just bring that in. Scan for a different one. It might just pop up right here. Five minutes away. Throw that buried cache. I know there should be one that was like 6 minutes from that Dragon post in this direction. We are close to one. Try to pick up words too at the same time. I think we just flew over that drop pod and took away our marker. Throw that damaged machinery. If I don't see anything over here, then I'll just turn around and head for the next one. But this is a lot of times how I accidentally find stuff, is if I kind of go off the path a little bit. It's a good way to find graves and stuff like that, just by roaming around. Alright. For a building. Buried cache. Okay, there, I don't know, that's one we already have marked. Alright, let's grab that buried cache and then head back, I guess. Yeah, I could always use my roamer to get around, but I'd rather just do everything on foot. The exocrafts can be kind of wonky to drive, so... rumor. Ship's way over here. At least my stream hasn't crashed yet, so I probably shouldn't have said that because I'll probably jinx it. We'll pick this up and then check out that other lush planet. I can always come back here to dig up stuff. I just want to see if I have curious deposits on that lush planet. Oh, I want to bring in my Exocraft. So we'll set down on that other planet and run around for a few minutes because I've got to be jumping off here. And if there are... Oh, I want to switch my thing around. Yeah, if we can find deposits over there, I might jump on tomorrow morning and see if I can find a... build spot. Where are we going? We're heading over this way. Swamp. Our other lush planet should be over here. Alright. Let's run down there real quick. Open up. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'll just go right to a trading post. Like a nice green planet, green grass. Of course, it's pitch black right now. Oh, we got a whole lot of water. Oh, we got light blue. Nice. Let's look for trading posts. There's a lot of water here. Hopefully we get some good-sized land masses, though. Get a good look at this grass, too. So we will get a little bit of storms here. Look at this grass, though. Yep, this is pretty much my first lush planet I found in this game. Had this type of this colored grass. Trees were similar too. It's changed quite a few times though, but yeah, now it's kind of a bog. All right, I want to see if I can find what we have for a special plant. I don't know that There you go. Pick a direction and go. Try to scan some stuff too. I don't have very long. If we can find curious deposits here, we might. I had different grass though. I didn't have like this ribbon grass. I just had like the plain old cyan colored grass. Let's just go and grab this. Try to loop around where my ship is. Hopefully that's won't take too long. Deposits can be hard to find though. Run around, dig up stuff later on. Oh, actually, damage machinery. It's hard to pass up that stuff when you see it. Alright, you got underwater protection. Need my other protections though. Bunch of Albion pearls. This might be the biggest patch of these I've seen. Wow. A lot of them. I don't think I've ever seen that many in one spot before. Sometimes you'll see like a dozen, but that's a lot. Wow. Give this another couple minutes and I've got to head out. Have to load in here in the morning and see what I have for a plant. Hopefully it'll be runaway mold, but it might just be sac venom or metal fingers. Ooh. My way back to my issue. Yeah, I wouldn't mind building here. Build a base. I do want curious deposits though. Mainly so I can set up a bunch of refiners and be able to just get a lot of nanites that way. If I do a different base, I'm gonna have to keep teleporting back to my refiners, which wouldn't be horrible, but it takes up time, you know. Get a couple of these trees scanned. check it out in a moment. Yeah, I have to remember that I don't have like a super jetpack. Can't be flying around like a moron. Alright, and do we have anything in here to open up or anything? Actually, let's toss that in. At least I'll have a little bit more protection. I think this was only, this isn't an S class, I think this was like A class or B class, something like that. Alright. Well, I think that's gonna do it for me tonight, guys. At least the stream didn't crash on me, so that's a good thing. But I appreciate you guys taking the time to check this out, and I will see you next time. Take care.